similar to a machine's programming. Both lead to certain outcomes, and both can be changed. As the field of psychology developed, it became clear that even in a controlled laboratory, people could use experiences imagined vividly and in detail to change outcomes in their lives. Psycho-Cybernetics is a very hands-on book with lots of different exercises and very powerful ones at that. And in this audiobook summary, we'll be going over some of the most powerful ones recommended by Dr. Maltz in the book. If you do want to take a deeper dive, it's recommended that you do get the entire book and practice all of the exercises to really make a massive change in your life. But again, in this audiobook summary, you will be getting a condensed version of the most popular, most powerful big ideas in his book. So let's dive into the next big idea. Big idea number 2, you can change your self-image and success mechanism. Quote, whether we realize it or not, each of us carries about with us a mental blueprint or picture of ourselves. It has been built up from our own beliefs about ourselves, but most of these beliefs about ourselves have unconsciously been formed from our past experiences, our successes and failures, our humiliations, our triumphs, and the way other people have reacted to us, especially in early childhood. Unquote. Although you're not conscious of it, your self-image has developed as a result of your past experiences. You tend to believe the self-image and live your life based on this belief of yourself. This explains how some people seem to always be able to generate success for themselves, and others seem to always generate failures for themselves. Their subsequent experiences will support the self-image that they have of themselves. Many people's attempts at changing their self-image are external, as witnessed by Dr. Maltz in his plastic surgery practice. Some have tried positive thinking about the future without actually addressing their beliefs about their self-image. This is where Dr. Maltz discovered the great potential for change in directing activity at your self-image. He discovered that true happiness and true satisfaction in life comes from an adequate and realistic self-image that you, yourself, can live with. The secret, Maltz tells us, is this: to really live, that is, to find life reasonably satisfying, you must have an adequate and realistic self-image that you can live with. You must find yourself acceptable to you. Maltz sees the subconscious as a mechanism that the mind controls. He calls this our creative mechanism. It'll function based on the goals that it's given, and these goals are based on your self-image. The self-image dictates the limits of your accomplishments, what you believe you can do. The creative mechanism uses past memories as structure for solving your current problems. Now, within us all is also a success mechanism. This is the structure and function designed for any activity which is intimately tied in to your living or makes for a fuller life. There are many ways that your brain and your nervous system operate as a machine. Now, although Maltz is clear again in that you are not a machine, he makes numerous analyses that show how the brain and nervous system are machine-like in their operation. He calls these servo mechanisms. The field of psycho-cybernetics seeks to understand how the brain works in these machine-mind terms. A great analogy would be to think of a missile. One that has a target, locks in on its target, and it's flying in the air, and it's flying in the air, and it's constantly going in different directions, the wrong directions, but it's using those errors that it's constantly making to find its target because it knows what its target is. It locks into its target. And so it doesn't necessarily know which path it's going to take to get its target because the target is constantly moving, it's changing direction, and it's getting away. But the missile knows where it needs to go. And that's a machine. However, that's also a great template to apply within our own lives to figure out what our outcome is going to be, figure out what our ideal targets are, and then constantly correct course as we figure out how to get there, how to achieve that.
Para seguir escuchando este audiolibro gratuitamente, haz clic en el enlace de la descripción y podrás escucharlo completo sin coste gracias a la prueba de 30 días de Audible.